Rehash. 89.1.
Eight lives left to lose.
I love how, you kind of often described as, a folk artist, right? And you go into all these folk venues and so on. But I really like how you've kind of got like a mesh of really like uplifting sounding pop sounds. And then you've got this really real depth to you as well. I don't know, what was do you have any sort of, was that always like a conscious thing, or did that just kind of happen naturally? Like,
no, it wasn't.
Sound?
No, not at all. I grew up on Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. I wanted to be a diva, man.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out. I didn't have the voice.
Did you do the hairbrush in front of the mirror?
No, I started very late in my musical career. So I started in my 20s. I had a lot of flack from my parents that I couldn't venture forth with that, and then I just kind of had to go ahead and do it. But so I guess that's where the 90s influences. But as I kind of went along, I just kind of got into Joni Mitchell and Paul Simon, all those classic singer-songwriters, and
real strong sort of lyrical.
Lyrical
focus.
Stuff. Yeah.
And
sorry, I was just going to say, Roger, that the song we just listened to was so powerful and very strong. It had a lot of strength behind it.
Yeah, thank you.
How old were you when you wrote that? Do you remember?
Oh, look, this was probably wrote it 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wrote it 5 years ago. And yeah, I mean, as you were saying, Roger, the genres go into each other. It doesn't strictly fit folk. So, but no one fits anything in a box these days.
Exactly, and I bet the various places you have performed at, I bet the people kind of respond to that kind of diversity, because they want to hear some brilliant music too. So I wanted to talk a bit about that. Like, what are some of the places that you've played at? Is it mostly sort of folk festivals? What is it? Is it like a room of 10 people, or is it crowds of thousands? Tell us a bit about some of your experiences.
Well, look, I've been touring for over 8 years, mainly as a duo, solo over the last 2 years, and the venues have varied. For the first maybe 7 years, there were more crap gigs than good gigs. Lots of pubby, crappy gigs.
Where people keep talking.
Where people keep talking.
Okay, San.
Or you're performing to the furniture. That's a good one. But over the last maybe 3 years, something's changed. I'm not quite sure what it is. Where I don't know whether it's my mindset and my attitude has changed to just kind of accept what's given. And if there's 3 people in the audience, they're 3 people, they want to be entertained. And I don't hold on to trying to pack a room, bums on seats. If it's that type of venue, I don't book that type of venue anymore because I don't want that pressure. I just want to turn up and do my art, pretty much. And if no one turns up, that's fine.
And it sort of reminds me of when you had your House on Four Wheels release and you packed the venue. And I think what it is because you're also willing to do all these alternate venues, because you going, I know what I don't want, now I want to do what I do want. What's the gap? And you've connected a lot with the community. You also ran music therapy with Bank as well, and you've made that a platform. So there's all these different people from different areas of your life. You did your House on Four Wheels tour. And Roger, what was it like when you were there?
Oh, look, it was really nice. It was a while ago now, right? When was that?
Oh God, it feels so long ago.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I think
memory doesn't stretch that far.
It really is a community kind of feel, though. I think when you're in these sort of smaller venues and for listeners at home, what sort of places did you go to for that?
For my first tour for House on Four Wheels, look, it was a mixture of house concerts, performing in people's homes, as well as cafes and more low-key, like folk clubs, low-key type of venues.
Because I really I do like those kinds of spaces for music, because it does feel a bit more, I don't know, something about community, something about like being in a house or being in a cafe. It just feels different, compared to like some specifically like music place.
It's very intimate and generally no PA, so you're pretty much out there. You don't even have a microphone to kind of hide behind, as a crutch, because that can become a crutch, and you're naked. You're like, oh geez, I've only got my guitar.
That's the beauty to your openness, and I also think you carry the grand tradition of folk about telling stories. And what I also especially love is that lovable couples banter you and Stuart have, because it's like you love the hell out of each other, but you're willing also to give each other a little bit of slack, a bit of
Stuart doesn't like it when I give him slack. He gives me the eye when I do it. He just gives this nasty, mad, twitching thing.
The evil eye.
He gives
Yeah,
me
but
the evil eye.
but it's also when you have a deep relationship with someone, it's the art of subtlety.
Yes.
I remember when I got in trouble with my mum, she had this little look that no one else knew, but I knew it. I bloody knew it.
You're like, I'm in trouble.
But so it's our epic mash battle of the week.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent.
So you got to explain that to Snez, but also you explain how Shia LaBeouf and Daft Punk can be put into one thing.
So epic mash battles, we love to get to, pretty well-known songs and mash them together.
Okay.
We find good mashups that lovely people have made on the internet and so on. And sometimes they're a little bit hilarious. So I believe this one has Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger by Daft Punk.
But it's
as
also
well as performance art by Shia LaBeouf.
He is the
spoken word.
strangest man.
I love his art. I seriously, I consider him an artist. I'm like,
I love that video where he's like, just do it. And he's
well,
like
this
yelling
is
in front of a
well. Guess
green
what the
screen.
song's called, Alex? It's Harder, Faster, Do It.
Just,
And
Oh,
it,
no.
just play it, Willem. Just
okay, I'm just going to play it. But first, before
Play the
every great
song.
song, there is a great soundbite on 89.1 FM.